The 54 Immortals crush all opposition.
YouTube, what is going on? It's Sonatus here from the 54 Immortals. Today I'm going to be going over to Tier Maker. It's just me today, and I'm going to rank every Harry Potter movie. For those of you that don't know, I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter books and the movies, so this is going to be a little tough for me. It's kind of hard to rank something that you're so invested in, especially when everything in that series or that franchise is so good. So we'll see how it goes. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright, starting off with the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know. It's a great start to a wonderful franchise, but it's not like one of my favorites. It honestly might be the worst. However, I don't think anything in the Harry Potter franchise is D tier. This isn't like Star Wars where you have like, some good ones, some bad ones. I think every Harry Potter movie is good. But in the scope of Harry Potter, I think Sorcerer's Stone is probably the least entertaining. Probably just because, lower budget, the kids were younger. It's a lot of world building, not much actually happening. So I'm gonna say C tier for this one. This might be the only C tier. I think it could be a B tier, but it's not quite there. Chamber of Secrets. I remember as a kid, like, Chamber of Secrets was the DVD, like the only Harry Potter DVD that I had. So this was Harry Potter for me. It was like just the Chamber of Secrets. And then once I read the books, I obviously watched all the movies, and now I watch them probably once a year. But so Chamber of Secrets is really nostalgic for me, but it's like I don't love watching it now because I've seen it so many times, but it is really good. I'm going to say B tier just because I've seen it so much. Although it probably is A tier, but I'm going to be a little harsh on this one because all the movies are so good. I love Dobby though. Dobby's the GOAT. Prisoner of Azkaban is definitely S tier. No doubt about that. It's not my favorite Harry Potter movie, but it is my favorite book. So it's definitely my second favorite movie. We'll get to my favorite in a little bit. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with that one. Sirius Black is such a great character. Alright. Goblet of Fire. This one's tough. So many people love Goblet of Fire, and I know a lot of people that say Goblet of Fire is their favorite. This one, like, never really did it for me that much. I might put it B tier. I'm not gonna lie. It's good. It's entertaining, but it's the whole excitement of it is like watching it for the first time. So the more you see it, I feel like the more it's just like, oh yeah, I know what's gonna happen now. Which obviously you know what's gonna happen in the rest of them, but the whole like tournament thing is kind of like high stakes. It's you're kind of amped up when you're watching it. So the first time I watched this, I was like, damn, that's so good. And the second time, it's like, eh. Where like I'd rather watch some of the other ones, and I obviously know what's gonna happen in the other ones, but I don't know. I guess just like the magic of the tournament itself kind of dwindles the more you watch this one. Whereas rewatching some of the other ones, like you can pick up on more stuff. So I'm gonna put Goblet of Fire in B tier. I think it could be an A tier, but again, I'm gonna be relatively harsh on this one. I feel like I go a little too easy sometimes on these. Okay. Order of the Phoenix up next. This one is my favorite in the entire franchise. Like I said before, Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite book, but if we're talking movies, Order of the Phoenix, easily my favorite. It's going at the top of S tier. It's just so good. I like, they're at a good age now the movies have a good budget where they can do some really nice special effects. There's a lot of character development in this one. I love the whole like Order of the Phoenix that Harry creates, and they're going into the room requirement and doing all this stuff. It's just really cool. Umbridge is such a hateable character, and I love when movies do stuff like that because it gets you invested. Like Umbridge makes my blood boil because I'm so invested in the story, and like she's just such a perfect character in that like you actually genuinely dislike her. It's not like you're watching some movies where like, oh, that's the bad guy, like I don't want them to win. It's like, no, like Umbridge needs to chill. Like it's just one of those characters that you just want to like stand up and yell at and be like, what's going on. So that's why I love this movie. I get invested in it every time I watch it. There's a lot of fun stuff that goes on, a lot of different subplots that are really interesting. So I think this is probably the best. It's my favorite, but I also think it is the best Harry Potter movie too. The only other contender for the best one might be Half Blood Prince, which is up next. I'm not gonna put it S tier, although I will put it A tier. I think Half Blood Prince is really enjoyable. For a while, I didn't really love this, but once I got older and the more I watched it, I actually really started to like it. There are a lot of scenes in here that are really enjoyable. The whole scene when Harry takes the like lucky potion, I forget the name. It's like Felix Phoenicis or something. When he takes that and he's just like tweaking and he's like in such a good mood. That scene is so funny, especially since the rest of the movie has such like a dark tone, and obviously the ending is very tragic. But the whole like Quidditch thing, and you've got like the beef between Hermione and Ron, which obviously gets resolved in the next movie. But there's just a lot going on in this movie that is very dark. But I feel like once you get like a little bit older, like I said, like when I was younger when this movie first came out, I was like, eh. I mean, it's Harry Potter, I'll take it, but like, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. And then every time I watch it now, I'm like, wow, this movie's so freaking good. Same thing with Deathly Hallows Part One. Actually, when this first came out, I was like, it's kind of slow, and then I started getting into movies just in general more, and just kind of appreciating it for being like a film rather than a Harry Potter movie. And as a film, it's really well done. Like it's a really good movie. I actually really enjoy it. I think this is an A tier movie as well. Again, a lot of character development, a lot of cool exploration with what this universe is capable of doing. Like the whole sequence of them going to Gringotts and like Hermione's disguising herself as Bellatrix and stuff like that, and the whole going around different places, kind of hiding out, looking for the rest of the Horcrux. It's really cool to me. A lot of cool like Universal stuff, and then you have Dobby, rest in peace, one of the best. But yeah, again, just a good movie. And the more you watch it, the more you can appreciate that. And then finally, Deathly Hallows Part 2. I know, like, you'd think, oh, the big fight, like, this has to be S tier. Like, Harry finally beats Voldemort. It's like, eh. I think this movie's A tier for me. I don't know that... I don't know, like... Again, you'd think with it being so action-packed and there's this whole huge fight scene and everything kind of goes down, you'd think it'd be so good. And it is so good, but for me, I like the more, like, complex kind of what Harry does in preparation versus what he's actually doing in the fight. Like, the wizarding fights and stuff, they don't really do it for me because it's just kind of like one guy does this, the other guy does this, and then there's, like, a ray of visual effects meeting in the middle. Whereas, like, in Star Wars or something, you have these lightsaber fights and there's all this cool choreography, and that's so cool. And that stuff is very impressive. But for the actual fight scenes, like in Harry Potter, they're not as impressive for me. So that's why I kind of like more like Order of the Phoenix, where they're sneaking around Hogwarts and you're kind of discovering different parts of the building, and they're learning all this new magic. Like that stuff is really cool to me. So again, Deathly Hallows Part 2. It's obviously a sad because it's the end of such an amazing franchise. But at the same time, I'm not as entertained by it as some of the other ones. I I might go B tier with this one. But now I realize my list is kind of scuffed because a lot of people are going to give me shit for putting 7 in A tier and then like neglecting these two. So I think I'm going to make an executive decision and move Chamber of Secrets to A and move Goblet of Fire to A. And I'm going to keep it in this rank. So if I had to rank the Harry Potters, I would say it would be Order of the Phoenix, Prisoner of Azkaban, Half-Blood Prince, Chamber of Secrets, then 7, then 4, then 8, then 1. Yeah, that's my list. This is so tough, man. Like I love Harry Potter. I kid you not, I literally watch every movie. Like I binge the whole thing like at least once a year. And this list kind of changes for me. Like I know I had a list kind of set in stone for Star Wars, and we do have a Star Wars tier list video if you guys are interested. I'll put the link in the bio. But I remember like a year ago I was like, yeah, you know, this is my Star Wars ranking. And then recently I watched all the Star Wars movies and it totally changed. So this could change after a rewatch. Like I said, after every time you watch a series like this, you kind of like one movie more. Another one might lose a little bit of its magic. You might discover something that you haven't seen in one of them. So this is definitely a temporary list, but the 2 S tiers are set in stone, locked. And I think my third favorite is officially Half-Blood Prince too. But at like, you know, from Chamber of Secrets around here, I think that's kind of where the line draws thin, and those movies could switch around a little bit. I think 1 is definitely my least favorite though. It's hard to say you have a least favorite Harry Potter because they're all so good, but yeah, so I think that's going to be my list. I know this is kind of iffy, but it's tough. It's like good to talk through these things because sometimes you kind of realize like while you're talking like, oh shit, no, I don't really mean that, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, drop a sub. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on Harry Potter. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Anything you disagree with? Any crazy takes? And yeah, also let me know in the comment section below any tier list you guys want to see us do. We've done Marvel, we've done Star Wars, Pixar, Harry Potter. We're doing some music stuff now. So all right, thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.